Can you? Yeah, because then I put it on Twitter and everything because it's fun to have different media.
Absolutely.
Influential media actors to overcome the polarization and to
The question that I like to put to you, I've heard you yesterday, and you said that the European citizens know that Albania is not ready for the membership right now. For sure, we are just asking the candidate status. But do you think that right now Albania can convince for the candidacy European Union, European Parliament, and the European institutions?
Well, it's not easy, let me be very honest with you. There's a lot of points that still need to be improved in Albania, and in the European Parliament resolution we name them very clearly, whether it's fighting corruption or strengthening the independence of the judiciary or ensuring that organized crime is tackled appropriately, reforms to respect the rights of minorities, the independence of the media. There are many points that we believe need to be strengthened. And I think the discussion in many of our member states, like my own, I'm from the Netherlands, is whether Albania should come to the EU now or not. And the answer to that is clearly no, because the country is not ready. But it's also not the question at the table. It's granting candidate status. It's not the same as saying a country is ready for accession.
But yeah, let's just talk about, you come from Netherlands, and we have heard in the past in Albania a representative from the Netherlands saying very clearly, my country is not ready for it. So does that come that the public opinion in the Netherlands doesn't really understand what is the candidate status and what is the membership? Because we know that we have to go through a period of 10 years negotiations so to be a member. What is exactly, or is the image of the country which corresponds to image that, okay, no, the Netherlands can say, we cannot do that. We are not in favor.
Well, let me start by a few things. First of all, I don't represent the government of my country. I'm in an opposition party, and we're a pro-European party, and we believe that enlargement can have a lot of mutual benefits for the Union and for the new or the candidate member state. And we also don't really like to talk about periods of time. So we don't say there's an end date to the negotiations. We rather look at the quality of the reforms and how they're played out. And I think, frankly, all the candidate member states now, whether it's a large one like Turkey or a smaller one like Albania, suffer a bit from the consequences of a lot of enlargement in Europe and the fact that there are a lot of issues of concern that we have within the Union. I think especially issues like organized crime and corruption are, well, very vivid for people. It's much easier for them to imagine the problems of organized crime and corruption than it is to envision what a reform of a judiciary would look like. So especially the organized crime is a very bad, let's say, business card for Albania.
You raised also the issue of polarization. Do you think that this can be an obstacle right now? Because we have heard, several MPs saying that, listen, without a clear dialogue between the two main forces, the negotiations cannot go on. I mean, the reforms cannot go on.
Well, the polarization in Albania is a point of clear concern and has been for a long time. It's something we've seen with our own eyes. We had meetings, joint parliamentary meetings, which were more used like a boxing arena away from home, where conversations were had that were not held at home. As members of the European Parliament, we were unable to raise our own points. So the platform was really not used for accession towards the EU. But I think really there has been some very irresponsible behavior that has led to this polarization that has actually slowed down progress for the country as a whole. And it is something that is very well seen outside of Albania.
You said that you are a member from the opposition in the Netherlands, but you know very well your government. So do you see Netherlands in 19th and 20th of December during the summit saying no to Albania?
Well, I don't think, well, I hope not anyway. I hope not, because I think that that would be unfortunate for all the work that's been done. But I think it is also important to realize for people in Albania and in Europe that granting candidate status, again, it's only a starting ticket to a marathon. It's not final point or destination. When people in the Netherlands understand this, and when the discussion is not framed as though it is, in or out of the EU right now, then this will probably bring the appropriate nuance to have a discussion about what it is we want to see. And we believe that with the perspective and the next step towards candidate status and the perspective of membership, this hard work can be done slightly more successful. I think it is important for Albania, the political leaders, but frankly anyone who can play a constructive role, to also be clear about the understanding of the challenges ahead. The people in Albania, as well as different leaders, need a signal that we see the hard work that is being done and that we recognize that there can be progress in order to continue that progress.
C'est les mêmes gens?